Good stuff. Hello there. Let's see if the screen wants to stop glitching. Okay, start again. Hello there, Rebus forever here. I'm gonna be talking about Rise to Ruins. Rise to Ruins is a village building survival type game. There's elements, there's monsters, there's an encroaching corruption. There's loads of bad things. In fact, it's probably fair to say that more so than most village survival games, Rise to Ruins wants you dead. I innocently thought this would be a really good game to just get like a quick first impressions or something done for the new year. 50 hours in, and the game's still destroying me effortlessly. I'd set myself the rule that I was gonna get one village to survive till like day 50. Or something like that. I'm pretty sure this village is about to get destroyed at day 20. Had I realised sooner, with all of my dead villages, that there's a degree of persistency, and that you can unlock things, and then you will have them along the side here, for all future villages on this world, so long as you doom the world here. Whereas I destroyed my profile, and then started again. Blinded by the rage and frustration. So yeah, if you're wondering why there haven't been any more videos on this channel this year, blame this game. I recently had a problem with this village wherein everyone starved to death and I was down to about 10 people. But I've managed to claw my way back to about 30 people, which is actually a lot better than I was anticipating. As you can see here, there was a steady population growth until day 18, where my food supplies ran short for the winter, and basically there was nothing for anyone to eat. The population declined from 61 all the way down to 22. Now got it back to 45, but I think it's too late. What we have here is your standard village survival game, where you've got all of your standard resources like wood collection and stone collection and resources like iron and gold. But you also have magical resources like crystal. And you also have a turret defense element. And this game isn't shy about the fact that it's very turret defensy. At the moment it's midday in the middle of summer, and it might all look idyllic, serene. I mean, yeah, fair enough, not necessarily cutting-edge graphics. But the point I'm making is there's no immediate or obvious cause for concern. Except for Jade the doggo that just died of natural causes. But I've seen death and misery, like, on a scale I could only compare to something horrific from history that I don't particularly wish to. So, there's also magic. I've got myself some essence collectors. They'll be collecting essence that is, deposited as a consequence of various actions or combat. And I have loads of golem combombulators. Hang on, let me say that less like Rowan Atkinson. Combobulators. That's better. Before it was all combobulators, because he can't say certain letters properly. Just like I can't say F's and TH's properly, which is why Green Day covers would be on me, or one of many reasons. Some of which are just personal choice. Anywho, I'm gonna put down... Oh yeah, you've got magic. Magic's a big part of the game. I'm thinking that bit of my wall looks a bit patchy, so I'm gonna realise that my population's not high enough to generate enough influence for this spell. Had I clicked Motivate Land, some trees would have grown there, and it would have been magical. In the last few waves, the monsters have actually been going around my maze and breaking through this bit of wall. I'm hoping to reinforce all of the wall enough before nighttime happens, but I have my concerns. You've also got your standard village building survival fare with regards to the distribution of jobs amongst your population. It's good to have a few unemployed people because apparently they breed faster. I don't think I'll ever remove that patch of trees because it looks a tiny bit like a wang. That said, I don't know if I'll leave me saying that in this video because that's a few layers of tone beneath where I normally aim for. So yeah, my big concern is that this evening, it's all going to be game over. I don't have enough people to get all of this built in time. That is pretty clear to me. I'm going to try and emphasize and focus on the production of my towers and these golem generators. Also, this bit of wall's kind of essential. Okay, I'm going to spawn some useful little golems in the hope that they do something helpful. And I'm going to speed up some time. What have we talked about? What do we need to talk about? There's magic, there's a load of spells that you can reassign. There's a load of tasks. You can defend your village with your villagers, but that's a waste of villagers. You can get yourself some barracks and set up outposts all over the place, but then your people will get killed. So, if you've managed to have an exceptionally large population, go with guards. I'm going to stick with magical golems, because when they die, I can shed no tears. Or rather, I need shed no tears. I'm going to get myself some more stone golems, because they get right up in things' faces. Though nothing's going to get built in time. I'm low on rocks, so I'm going to need to assign someone else to be a miner. In fact, I'm going to distribute some people into economy-based roles. But ultimately, I'm here more to give my first impressions of this, as opposed to gameplay. And I always drift into talking about gameplay, because I've got absolutely no focus. But the point is, this is a pretty good game. It's probably one of the best village building games I've played for a while. I mean, if you're looking for a game that treats you like it hates you, and will kill your people off. The first time you even hint at making a mistake, I am in a completely different food situation for the upcoming winter. But my village is probably a bit deaded from not having had food when we needed it. But in any event, it is shaping up to be a pretty solid game. I can't review it at the moment because it's early access, and I've decided to stop myself from doing that. I think it makes more sense to review something when it's no longer in early access. So yeah, this is still a first impression, even if it seems like I'm giving my opinion on the game in more of a grander sense. One of the features of the game is that on the world map shown previously, you can build villages in numerous different places, and this will result in you being able to send settlers, villagers between different villages. At the moment, that would only involve me transporting corpses between various different areas of wasteland where my villages once were. But in time, you know, I look forward to exploring that mechanic. I'm trying to spread out my territorial reach with fire pits before this corruption turns into too much of a pickle. Be nice to have like one outpost building you could build a lot closer. I am hoping to pen the corruption in along here and along here, but I suspect that's going to fail. We shall see. I'd like to just kill the corruption, but I don't know how. There's got to be a way. Sounds like some atmospheric sounds from a Nine Inch Nails album, so I'm quite partial to the corruption. Hopefully there's a way of playing it as it. For anyone that finds the more aggressive sort of survival modes a bit intimidating, there are numerous other modes, including like skirmishes and more traditional village building mode, if that's the experience you're after more so. Including a super hardcore mode if you really hate yourself. Oh, my poor desolate village. Although 52 people. We're getting back up there. It doesn't feel like that greater an advancement, because at the point in time where all of my people were dying, there were a bunch of new buildings being built that I was expecting to have workers for. That unfortunately didn't pan out. Okay, so I'm going to speed up time, because be it through ignorance or because it's like just the case, there isn't very much I can do at the moment. I've got plenty of ammunition for nightfall. I could do with more of my artillery being manufactured. I could do with more of my golems being manufactured. What resource are we shy? Got plenty of crystals. We've got a crystal refiner. Don't need anyone making stone ammunition. I'm gonna put my last two free population into organizing. They're the people involved with distributing goods more generally. And now I'm going to speed up time and hope for the best. Because I was scratching my head when I said that. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to speed up time and hopefully we'll get plenty of stuff built in the meantime. It's only dusk and we have some monsters turning up, I believe. Are these mine? No, they're not mine. Ah, they're going around. Naughty monsters. Ah, but then this wall isn't built. Ah, this turn is going to be horrific. This probably should have been my first priority. Let's see if I can prevent some of the fights coming to me. This is going to be a problem. Well, welcome to nighttime. Day 26. My current record. I really would like to make it through this night because I feel that my defenses would be shorn up sufficiently beyond here. Let's turn it down to speed 2. Give me some hope of telling what's what. So I own this flank. There's a small quantity of baddies coming this way with the bulk of the enemy forces coming through my maze. Excellent. Are they using my own doors? Because if they are, I fundamentally... No, they're not. Excellent. I hope there's no one flanking all the way up here. Nope. I think it's largely working out. Let's get a few more holy golems. Oh yeah, and meteor shower. This is exactly the sort of thing this game does that it just lets you know it doesn't really like you. It's nighttime, you're under attack. Let's have a couple of meteors down here. Skeletons coming this way. No artillery or anything to stop them. I hope they're... Ah, they're going right. Excellent. But they're not all going right. Any making it up here? Oh, that's meteors. Of course. So, as I say, it's early access. If this all seems a tiny bit jumpy, it seems that way to me also. I've taken the FPS counter off of my screen, so I can't see whether or not we're dropping. Either way, we probably shouldn't. But, you know, early access, so give them a break. I think it's a one-man dev. And largely what's been made is absolutely fantastic. Halfway through the night, the attack's getting a bit heavier around this side, which isn't what I'd choose. I think it's mostly my golems though. How about over here? Slimes. Injured fire elementals. Not bad. It could be a lot worse. Like the other night. What I'm doing here is collecting elemental essence, or whatever it's called, and using it to drop down holy golems, who will do some scrapping for me. They die over time, automatically, but, you know, they'll cause some damage in the interim. Hang on, are you a baddie? Making it through the front line? I rather hope not. Just gonna scoop up all this essence. Oh, I didn't see there were more people sneaking around. Ideally, we won't have to rebuild anything. So, we'll get more golems up here. It's a big old nuisance, them beginning to attack around this side, where I didn't really have a maze prepared. Okay, there's a bit more penetration here than I'd wanted. Still plenty of wrong uns around. Lots of slime. Skeletons. Not enough of my people. They're all going to eat all of these buildings. It's all going to be rubbish. I'm going to have to rebuild a lot. Though night is almost over. If I can just hold on a bit longer. I've lost a marketplace. Oh geez, how did they get up here? Oh, there's a zombie. And I've lost a golem combobulator. So that's them in here, I'd guess. The combobulators are important because they... There's a bit Matt Berry. The combobulators are important because the golems sort of mass around them, and also they generate health from them. So I shall need to get a few combobulators down pretty quickly once this awful time of day ends. Could really do without constantly having to rebuild everything. But they didn't completely mash up my front line like they have many turns in a row. I'm just going to try and get as many of my own magical golems down to get rid of any lingering zombies or slimes or whatever else. That really could have been a lot worse. But it's not fully over yet. Okay, well, let's cut forward. Well, that's not a very good sign. I was hoping for them seeming peaceful for a while, which isn't some sort of sarcastic quip, it's a state that they actually come in sometimes. Sometimes you get a quiet night. Well, I've managed to get the wall in place, so hopefully they will be drawn to the maze again, I'm hoping. In that instance, the ghosts are the biggest pain in the nuisance, because they can just drift through the walls. Hopefully they won't try and flank. Well, that looks ominous. No, they're coming round. And, oh, it's still heading into the maze though. Is anyone going weirder? They're all coming in along here, which is still a win. I can refine this in due course. Okay, that's not as bad. We need the recombobulator as a top priority over this side to attract more. Oh gosh, night hasn't properly began. Oh, well, ignore everything I said, I'm probably screwed. Well, you know, I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of closing thing in any event. But I've spent 50 hours in this game. It's early access. If you like your village survival, if you like your village survival games, you should like this. If you like your turret defense games, you should like this. Hopefully you'll be better at it than me, and you'll get yourself a few villages together. Don't be a crybaby and quit and destroy your profile like I did numerous times. Because then you'll lose your gained unlocks and abilities. Or perks, that's the word. This isn't looking terrible. My golems are taking the fight to the baddie skeletons. Let's drop a meteor there. And there. And there. It's still so early in the night, but things aren't going terribly. Lots of child zombies, which is bleak. They're making it a bit closer with their fire golems. Don't want that. There's also probably not much point dropping a meteor on them. This flank is still much more minor, but at least they're not rampaging up here like they have been on previous nights. Oh, loads of essence there to pick up. Okay, these are all mine, but that is looking pretty messy there. I really don't want to have to rebuild this gate. I'm gonna have to rebuild this gate. Ah, done. Oh, now they can rampage up here. 2 skeletons so far. But the night is relatively young and... yeah, no. There's a big old horde coming that way. I'll try and spawn as many holy golems over there in the interim. Might be able to stem the flow. Nope. Oh dear. Well, as I say, Rise to Ruins is quite a tricky game. This is the furthest I've got, and I've learnt a lot in this play. Although, you know, maybe this isn't it for this game, but this night's going to be it for this video. Attempting to rebuild from this is going to be far too emotional to put out. Again, it's not that this is going to be impossible to come back from, it's that the damage that they're going to do is just grinding me down. I was thriving, I tells you. If I hadn't mismanaged my food economy, I'd have probably completed this game by now, because it's one of those games that you can complete. Well, we made it to summer, and the monsters will tend to retreat. I don't know if they're going to retreat fast enough. Doesn't stop this from being a cracking game though, that anyone who's ever played a turret defense game or a village survival game and enjoyed the experience of either would also enjoy, I reckon. But I think I need to start again. As much as I'm attached to this little town, it's time for me to say goodbye to this town and this video. Toodle pip.